Hi everyone, welcome to my class. I am Jane. Today I am going to teach you one of the important lessons from Flemingo, unit number 5, Indigo by Louis Fischer. This chapter deals with one of the historical moments which was the turning point in the life of Mahatma Gandhi. This chapter is an excerpt from The Life of Gandhi by Louis Fischer. Excerpt. What is the meaning of excerpt? An excerpt is a short extract from a piece of writing. So this is the part of a story or the book The Life of Mahatma Gandhi by Louis Fischer. Okay, so in the very beginning of this lesson, the author Louis Fischer visits Mahatma Gandhi. The author wanted some important points or information to include in his books. He just wanted to write about Mahatma Gandhi. For that purpose, he visited Mahatma Gandhi in 1942. At that time, Mahatma Gandhi recollected his past. And the way Mahatma Gandhi solved the problem of sharecroppers. What is the meaning of sharecroppers? In Champaran district, the Champaran belonged to Bihar. It's one of the district. There, many of the peasants, they were sharecroppers. They have to give their share to the British or landlords. The heavy rent they have to give. The 3/20th part or 15% of the indigo they have to cultivate in their lands. And Gandhi's leadership to secure justice for the oppressed class. Okay, these all things about the introduction to the chapter. Okay, let's have a close view of the characters in the story. Let's start with Gandhiji. Needn't have an explanation. A towering personality, the father of our nation, a prominent political leader. Next, Rajkumar Shukla. This character is very important because the story moves through this character when Rajkumar Shukla came to meet Mahatma Gandhi to ask help. Rajkumar Shukla was a poor person. He was a representative of sharecroppers in Champaran. Next character, Rajendra Prasad. He was an eminent lawyer. Later he became the President of India. J.B. Kripalani. He was a prominent professor of Arts College in Muzaffarpur. Malkani. He was also a teacher, a government teacher. Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh, who were the volunteer teachers. Kasturbai, no need to explain, was the wife of Mahatma Gandhi. She volunteered in teaching the people in Champaran. Because in Champaran, the people who were very backward, they had a lack of sanitation and hygiene. They were not aware of such a cleanliness. So she and her son engaged in teaching the community in Champaran. Gandhi's son, his youngest son, fourth son, also participated, also joined in teaching the community in Champaran. Okay, let's go to the detailed part of the story. Rajkumar Shukla meets Gandhi. Who was Rajkumar Shukla? We have already known about Rajkumar Shukla. He was a poor person from Champaran. He was a sharecropper. He came to meet Gandhi to seek help from him to protect the interest of sharecroppers in Champaran. At that time, Gandhi was busy. He had to attend the annual convention in the year 1916. But Rajkumar Shukla did not leave Gandhi. Wherever Gandhi went to attend the meeting, Rajkumar Shukla followed. After the convention, Gandhi returned to his own ashram, Sevagram. Shukla was there. Gandhi was impressed by his tenacity. Tenacity means the firm decision or resolute. Rajkumar Shukla was resolute. He was stick to his own decision. At last, Gandhi agreed to go with him. On a particular date, Gandhi had to visit Calcutta, and he asked Shukla to take him from there. On the particular date, Gandhi was there in the meeting. That time, when Gandhi was free, Shukla met Gandhi. Then both took a train from Calcutta to Patna. Then they reached Patna. Visited the house of lawyer Rajendra Prasad. Rajendra Prasad was an eminent lawyer, and later he became the President of India. Reaching Patna, after reached Patna, yes, they visited the house of the lawyer Rajendra Prasad. At that time, he was not there. Rajendra Prasad was the lawyer of Patna. But his servants knew very well about Rajkumar Shukla. But these servants took Gandhi was a untouchable. Untouchability was the social injustice. They did not allow Gandhi to take water from the well. They thought if Gandhi take water from the well, the entire source will be spoiled. So Gandhi faced such a situation in his life. Gandhi understood that Rajkumar Shukla had not sufficient information about the problem of sharecroppers. So Gandhi wanted to take more information, so that he wanted to visit Muzaffarpur. Okay, you are meeting with J.B. Kripalani and Malkani. Okay, Gandhi had already sent a telegram to J.B. Kripalani. He was the professor of Arts College in Muzaffarpur. When reached at the station, Gandhi was welcomed by J.B. Kripalani and a body of students. There, Gandhi stayed with Malkani for 2 days. Gandhi reached Muzaffarpur on 15th April 1917. Now, let's discuss the main issues in Champaran. Most arable land in Champaran was owned by Englishmen and worked by Indian tenants. The arable land means the land which is suitable for cultivation. The chief commercial crop was indigo. All the landlords compel Indian tenants to plant 15% of their holdings with indigo. And the entire harvest they had to surrender as rent. This was a big injustice the British had done to the poor peasants. You know, the peasants in Champaran were giving the entire harvest as rent. In the meantime, Germany developed synthetic indigo. Synthetic indigo was an artificial form of indigo that made of chemicals. Hence, the value of natural indigo went down. Knowing this, all the landlords wanted to free Indian peasants from the 15% arrangement. You have learned about 15% agreement. But the landlords demanded to pay compensation to release from the arrangement. The poor peasants did not know anything about the synthetic indigo. Many of the peasants signed in the agreement and many of them protested. They engaged lawyers. Then the landlords hired thugs to control and threaten the protesting farmers. Thus, a conflict arose between peasants and British landlords. At this very spot, Gandhi arrived. So, Gandhi reached Champaran. After reaching Champaran, Gandhi visited the Secretary of British Landlord Association to get more fact about the case. But Gandhi was denied, as they found Gandhi was an outsider. But Gandhi told he was not an outsider, but the British. From there, he wanted to meet the British official commissioner, who advised Gandhi to leave the place. But Gandhi disobeyed. Instead of leaving the place, Gandhi went to Motihari, the capital of Champaran. There he visited the houses of villagers who were maltreated by the British landlords. There he was stopped by the police superintendent, but Gandhi disobeyed. After that, Gandhi received an official notice to quit Champaran. Gandhi signed on the notice and wrote he would disobey the order. On the next day, Gandhi received a summons to appear in court. Several lawyers supported Gandhi and followed him to the court. Thousands of peasants gathered around the courthouse. They protested against the officials. The British officials could not hold their tongue. They had to ask help even from Gandhi to control the people. At last, Gandhi was released without bail. After this case, the official made an inquiry and found many evidence against the landlords who were ready to refund the money to the peasants. Though Gandhi demanded 50% refund, they offered 25% refund. At last, Gandhi agreed to 25% refund because Gandhi understood the amount of refund was less important than the fact the landlords had been forced to give money to the poor peasants. It was a surrender of their prestige. It was a triumph of civil disobedience. Within few years, the landlords left their estate that went back to the poor peasants. Soon after, the indigo plantation disappeared from Champaran. Gandhi found another problem in Champaran: the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran. People had lack of education, lack of cleanliness. His young disciples, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Pari, who with their wives volunteered for work. Gandhi's wife and the younger son, Devdas, also joined to work. His wife taught the personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Thus, a collective effort had been taken under the leadership of Gandhi to remove the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran. Okay, we have seen the great effort and struggle of Mahatma Gandhi to solve the problem of sharecroppers in Champaran. He also taught a lesson of self-reliance. Charles Freer Andrews was an English pacifist, a peacemaker, a devoted follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's loyal friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. Andrews was willing to help them if Gandhi agreed. But Gandhi opposed it and said it was the weakness of their mind to think like that, and reminded them not to seek the help of an Englishman. He filled the confidence and courage in the mind of his countrymen. Thus, Gandhi taught a lesson of self-reliance. I hope you enjoyed and understood my class. If you like my video, don't forget to share. Thank you very much for watching my video. Bye.